Hello, everybody. This is Dooster with Cryptids and Critters Paranormal. I've got another little story I want to read you. It's some history of Robertson County, Tennessee. If it's one thing I like just as much as my paranormal, it's my history. I have written several historical articles that have appeared in the Nashville papers, the local papers, and several historical publications. This one is The Death of the Peddler. In case you don't know what a peddler is, a peddler used to have they went around by either horse and a wagon, and they had a lot of goods on. They had a few groceries, a few eggs, things like that, and they would go door to door selling their goods. You could also, if you had chickens or eggs or something like that, you could actually swap those for goods off of the wagon. In later years, they got rid of the horse and the wagon and went with what they call a peddling truck. And they would go from door to door, and either swap goods or sell stuff. And most of the peddling truck drivers or whatever were also run a store. And they would get out on their off days and just go door to door and selling goods or swapping goods. Anyway, so this is the death of the peddler. On the morning of September 15th, 1875, Sheriff Ben Boone was returning to Springfield after transporting a prisoner to Sumner County. It was quite a long ride by horseback, and knowing it would be well into the night when he made it back to Springfield, Boone decided to spend the night in Sumner County and head out early the following morning. He arose early that morning, and after a hearty breakfast at the hotel, he began his long journey back to town. It was a beautiful morning. Sun was shining brightly, and the weather was pleasant, making it a great day to travel. As he neared Cherry Mound, he noticed a piece of cloth that was protruding from beneath the roots of a tree on the bank of Red River. Riding in for a closer look, he dismounted and walked to the river bank to investigate. Expecting to find a simple piece of cloth that had simply washed up during the last rain, he was definitely not prepared for what he found. Beneath the tree roots that protruded from the eroded bank, he discovered the body of a man, wedged under the roots and held in place by a wooden fence rail that had been removed from a nearby fence that ran along the river. Upon closer inspection, he discovered that the man's skull had been crushed. Local residents of the community identified the body as that of John Jacobs, a peddler who also ran a general store at Cherry Mound. Before running the store, Jacobs had been a stagecoach driver on the old Louisville and Nashville Turnpike. It was also known in the area that Jacobs often carried a large sum of money with him on his person, and he had been warned by several friends on different occasions that this was a dangerous practice and he should stop it. Over the course of several days, several suspects were taken into custody and questioned by authorities, and all were promptly released due to lack of evidence. Finally, suspicion centered on one man. He was arrested and placed on trial in Sumner County, where the murder actually occurred. He was acquitted by a jury for the murder. Everyone suspected that he had committed the murder and had gotten plumb away with it. Years later, the man who they suspected of the murder was upon his deathbed. Hoping he might make a deathbed confession, several older citizens of the community were with him at the time of his death. However, he drew his last breath without speaking a word that might shed any light on the mysterious death of John Jacobs. John Jacobs was laid to rest in a cemetery near the old Louisville and Nashville Pike, now known as Old Highway 31W. It is on private property, and its access to it is restricted. Engraved upon his grave marker, leaving no doubt to future generations as to how he met his untimely death, these words are boldly encarved upon his stone. John Jacobs, born November 18, 1821, murdered on the night of September 14, 1875. This is one of the only stones that I'm aware of in the state of Tennessee that has such an inscription on it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be having a few more little historical readings on here over the next several days. Like I said, I love my paranormal stuff. I also love my history. And so thank you for watching. If you will, check out my YouTube channel, Cryptid and Critters Paranormal. Give it a like, share it, and subscribe to it. So like I said, once again, this is the Deuster with Cryptids and Critters Paranormal. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you later.